Hi, it's Minnie. You're watching Don't Share Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? 2020, man oh man. Teofimo Lopez conquers Vasyl Lomachenko, beats him in a unanimous decision. I told you guys in the video I did just yesterday that this is the biggest fight of the year, at least to date, because this fight is so significant. Depending on who wins this fight, it changes the entire landscape of the sport. And that's exactly what happened. Teo won, and that changes the game. In a certain way, this was supposed to be Lomachenko's Canelo Alvarez opponent. He was the man with all the experience going up against the young, up-and-coming, hungry lion that was inexperienced. After all, these are all the excuses Canelo fans made when Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather, right? But as we see in this fight, the experienced champion lost to the inexperienced champion, who was coincidentally the exact same age that Canelo Alvarez was when he lost to Floyd Mayweather. And nobody can take credit away from Lopez by trying to say, oh, well, you know, Lopez, he was old and et cetera, et cetera. You can't even use that excuse because he was 32 years old. Floyd Mayweather was 36, more closer to 37 than 36, when he actually beat Canelo Alvarez, by way of contrast. So Lomachenko was defeated against his version of Canelo Alvarez. Credit, a whole lot of credit goes to Teofimo Lopez, because a lot of people thought he only really had a puncher's chance going into this fight, but he showed that he was just as intelligent as Vasyl Lomachenko. A lot of things that Teo did in this fight I really liked. He controlled Loma with the long jab, where it was really just a touch jab to keep Loma at bay. And every time when Loma tried to launch an attack, Teo, he would take a quick step back that would leave Lomachenko out of range to where he really couldn't mount an attack the way he wanted to. Teo, he showed great head movement in this fight. He made Loma miss a lot, especially in the first half of the fight. Speaking of the first half of the fight, now the judges, some of them did have the scorecards a little wider, but there's no doubt about it, the right person won the fight. For the first 5 rounds, Lomachenko did absolutely nothing. I mean, in the first round, he didn't throw one single power shot. It took him all the way to the middle of the second round to finally throw a hard lead left hand that he actually missed. Now, Loma does have a reputation of starting slow, but this was the first time it took him like 6 rounds to get started. Because after the 6th round, that's when I believe Loma, he realized he was down. He realized he had lost almost the first half of the fight, the whole first half of the fight. And that's when he picked it up and he started to let his hands go. And even though Teo ate a lot of shots in that second half, he stood his ground. And he was still digging deeper than Loma was, especially in the final round where he pretty much sealed the deal. In that final round, it looked like he hurt Loma just a little bit, showing the judges that he wanted the fight more. So this is a huge win for Teo. He's been calling this man Loma out since he's turned pro damn near. He's been calling him out for the last 2 years, and he delivered. He delivered. Like I think I said before, Teo, or Loma rather, he hasn't been looking the same since he moved up to this higher weight class, 135. And this is the reason why I have always told you guys that Terrence Crawford was pound for pound #1 over Loma, simply because of the fact that every single time Crawford moved up to a higher weight class, he was still as dominant in that division as he was in the divisions prior. But when Loma, by way of contrast, moved up to a higher weight class, all of a sudden he looked mortal. He got knocked down by Jorge Linares in a very, very close fight. Then it was another life and death type situation with Luke Campbell, which Loma said by his own admission, that was his most difficult fight of his career. Well, now Lomachenko, he has a whole bunch of very difficult fights of his career, starting with Orlando Salido, Luke Campbell, and now Teofimo Lopez. But no opponent had ever made Loma look this ordinary. Just seeing someone match him wit for wit, speed for speed, and everything else, and then finish on top. So this is a huge win for Teofimo Lopez. He beat a pound-for-pound champion. Now, when it comes to Loma, I don't know where he goes next. One of the main things that stood out in his post-fight interview is he never said he wanted a rematch. He never said he wanted a rematch with Teofimo Lopez. Now, he could change his mind later on, but I just thought that was pretty telling. We'll see where he goes from here, and we'll also see where Teo is going to go from here. Teo, he brought up Devin Haney's name. He talked about moving. The first thing he said was he was going to move up to 140. He brought up Devin Haney's name. Now, since Devin Haney is the boogeyman at the 135-pound division, since Devin Haney is the real WBC champion, since he forced Lomachenko to vacate his belt, it would only make all the sense in the world that Teo would go after Devin Haney to get the real WBC belt. Remember, guys, it was the WBC president himself that admitted the WBC franchise is not even a belt. He said it's not a belt and it's not a championship. It's just a designation. It's a status, basically. In other words, it's a trophy. But if we're being really honest, the WBC franchise is nothing but a witness protection belt. When Lomachenko did not want to fight his #1 mandatory, which was Devin Haney, he reached out to the WBC and asked if he could get that same favor that Canelo got, which is this WBC franchise belt. Because once again, Canelo did the same thing. Canelo's mandatory was Jamal Charlo. Canelo didn't want to fight Jamal Charlo, so they gave him this belt to help him save face. But with Teo being the real champion that he is, I believe he's going to take that Devin Haney fight. Because Devin Haney, he already said that he wants the winner of this fight. So I know he's going to try to put a lot of pressure on Teo to take the fight. So congratulations to Teo. Huge, huge win. Let's see what happens next. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. What's going on, guys? You know, I've always wanted to find a second source of income. And I've always wanted to learn about stocks and trades because I've heard so much good stuff about it. So I finally found a way to do it. And now I'm learning from 6, 7, 8-figure traders. So not only am I learning from them, but the most important thing is I get to copy their trade. So I get to earn while I learn. Now, if you want the full details, click on the link below so you can learn while you copy and paste their trades. And just understand this, guys. Just by watching the video, you're doing a great job of supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. And the craziest thing about doing this trading is you can do it anywhere. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do it just with your phone. So if you want to learn how to make a second income alongside me without having to pitch, sell, or recruit, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you inside. You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Stars. They have a massive video on demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR. So you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month. And once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation.